What's going on, Milwaukee and Milwaukee Brewers fans? It's your boy from the Cream City Media Group, Justin from North Carolina.
Jeff from Milwaukee.
Chris King.
Yeah, man, it's a great time now in our city since we're going through such a low time with professional sports to get back to Brewers baseball. We had a few good games. We missed a couple. We were trying to bow and grace to Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. So what I want to do first, gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about that Cardinals series. Just horribly disappointed in that series. I know we salvaged the last game with belt to ass, as Chris King would say, but those first two games, they're just tough, man. Felt like we threw the ball away. We pitched the ball down the middle. We just fundamentally, after leaving San Francisco, were not there, and that caused us to go on another one of these terrible losing streaks. At least Sunday, we turned it up a little bit and found a way to beat those god darn Cardinals from St. Louis.
Yeah, it was an ugly series. It seems like when the Brewers, and I know that there's stats on them, but I ain't smart enough to look them up. When they commit an error, their record is crappy. When they don't commit an error, their record is golden. So you can, quote me on that. But yes, it's more games that they should have won that they ended up losing, and it hurts more because it's that stupid team in the Lou. And those jerseys that just say the Lou is just, oh God, those things piss me off, man. They ugly as hell. But I wouldn't really like anything that the Cardinals put on.
Yeah, I'm glad we had to go back to old reliable and Jose Quintana to finally get us a win. It's a tough situation, a tough series because some of the stuff we talked about the closed door meeting that the Brewers had to have about just not being able to finish games and allowed everybody to get in that closed door meeting and talk things out, and it ultimately just didn't work again. Like, you had some of the same issues. You're hitting the ball well. You're right there with these other teams in terms of hits, but the run production on the opposite end is they just get one more than you multiple times. And obviously you can point to the Terang throwing error in Game 2, but it's unfortunate the Brewers put themselves in those situations anyway, allowing these teams to, in middle relief, just score a ton of runs, and the Brewers have to clean that up. But I'm happy with now. Hopefully, that's 2 in a row for the Brewers. Now getting that one after 2 losses to St. Louis, and then going and getting this one versus the White Sox, which we'll talk about. Hopefully, it's a step in the right direction.
So one last thing from the Cardinals series that I think we need to kind of pay a little bit of attention to. Let's talk a little bit about the benching of was it Sal Frelick, and it was, who's the other guy, Pipe?
Caleb Durbin.
So these guys, like you just talked about, Chris, we talked about this. We talked about the attention to detail, and I applaud Pat Murphy for benching them. You got to make these guys realize that you got to play better somehow, some way. Closed door meeting didn't do it for you? All right, come sit down next to me. Maybe that you'll figure it out then.
Yeah, that was the problem, is that they had the meeting, and a day or two later, they're making the same stupid mental errors that they made before. Caleb Durbin gets picked off at second base. You're down 4 or 5 runs at that point. Where the hell you going, bro? Come on, man. I'm dumb as shit, but I know better than that. And then Frelick, you can't hit a cutoff, man. You got to do better than that. So I definitely applaud Murph for benching these guys. They didn't get the message, obviously, with the meeting. Hopefully, a little afternoon off will send that message loud and clear.
And I think there's shades that it already did. You saw Caleb Durbin come with the big 2 RBI base hit last night, and hopefully that was kind of a little bit of motivation and fuel to the fire getting benched and showing him that, hey, you got to come up in big moments. You can't make bonehead decisions because it costs you games. And, a start like this where you're still hovering around 500 and can't get over 500, and there's teams like the Reds, like the Cubs, starting to heat up now. It's honestly very pivotal, even in these early moments of the season, to be able to be on the right side of these games, these close games.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that kind of segues us into this White Sox series. So saw a lot of good things through my tears last night. We saw William Contreras with an opposite field base hit. Like you mentioned, Chris, we saw Caleb Durbin with the base knock drive in two. And the most important and the toughest RBI of the night was Sal Freeling. Really hope the kid's okay. Got hit in the ribs with the baseball. Looks super painful. But hey man, you got to beat those guys on the South Side. They don't want to win baseball games.
Yeah, they don't even know what baseball is down there, man. That joke, they've been a joke of a franchise for years. There was all the 7 people in there. So the fact that they won game one shows that the Brewers know how to play in the library, where it's absolutely silent. So that's a good thing. I don't even know if the White Sox can afford a somebody to come and sing the national anthem out there if they just do that on tape. That's a poverty franchise, a horrible franchise, and you got to sit there and sweep these fools because we got that other stupid team from Chicago coming in starting on Friday. But you look at it, 6 games in a row against Chicago. Right now, we're 1-0.
Yeah, I think I saw a lot from the Brewers in this one, especially after Freddie fastball gives up those back-to-back homers. It's easy to kind of get down when you put up a run and then all of a sudden it's 2-1, and now cheeks get tight a little bit when that happens to a bad team. But the Brewers, what they did, in my opinion, was they manufactured base runners and they got them in, right? Like they struggled with the lefty on lefty matchup immediately, but then once they got into the relief, they were able to manufacture base runners, whether that was drawing walks, getting hit by pitches, and that ultimately when there's 0 outs, it just sets you up for a lot of success in getting runs in. So they did a good job of that, and then the relief was good.
No, yeah, great stuff, man. And I'm looking to get these next 2 in Chicago on the South Side, man. And you got to win a series against the Cubs. And I think we're right back cooking with that fish in the hot grease, as they say down here in the South, where the White Sox minor league team is, Pipe. Winston-Salem Dash, your assistant coach is Pat Listash, by the way. Just want to throw that nugget out there for you, buddy.
So I didn't know that they had a minor league team. I thought their minor league team played on the south side of Chicago.
I want to get to the minors. Speaking of the minors, so let's talk a little bit about Woody today. I think he was 5 2/3, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, and a base on balls up there in the great state of Wisconsin, Brian Butch territory, Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Like we talked about on the pre-show meeting, man, 1 run, like Chris said, that's tough to take an L with 1 run. But I'm excited because Woody, he seems like they're starting to stretch him out a little bit with 5 2/3. So even better things on the horizon, I would agree. I would think.
Yeah, he went 5 innings last time out, 5 2/3 now. Hopefully his next one he can get up close to 100 pitches in his next outing, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. My thing with Woody is going to be a lot is going to, come down to the velocity. And, if he can get his velocity back where it was before the surgery, it's getting close, but it ain't there yet. I don't want him to have to sit there and, totally have to reinvent the way he pitches. Woody was phenomenal. He was a bona fide ace before the surgery. Let's hope he gets right back there when he comes back to Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I think he can. I think it would be huge for the Brewers to get him back too, because he is a pitcher that just strikes fear in some opponents, right? Like you see Brandon Woodruff on the mound, and you're like, okay, we're in for a tough one no matter what. Rarely does he get shelled and the game be over quickly, and I think they need that kind of reliable arm in their lineup as a pitching staff. So I'm looking forward to him getting back and giving just the Brewers another reliable pitcher to be out there to start games.
So yeah, I'm gonna close it out. I think what we'll start doing now, and you fans, you let us know in the comments and let us know on Twitter. If you like it, we'll continue to do it. But we'll close it out with a minor league guy that we want to spotlight every day. So since I have my Biloxi Shuckers hat on, let's take a look at Luke Adams, third baseman. Yesterday's ball game, Adams came through with 4 RBIs as the Biloxi Shuckers won 9-2 over. I don't even know what the Clingstones are. Who cares? Beat the hell out of them. The point is, why we're going to do this, folks, is we really want to. We have the best minor league system. You got the Carolina Mudcats knocking the cover off the ball. You have the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, all these great rehab stints up there, and just good baseball players. Hedbert Perez up there. You got our Shuckers, and then of course the Nashville Sounds with my guy Ernesto Martinez. But now we just want to kind of spotlight it for you guys. We hope you love this. We hope you love these Brewers takes. We're going to be locked in with the Brewers all summer. We're going to have some special guests for you. Heard there's a best young lady playing third base in college baseball. May make a guest appearance at some point. No pressure, Chris. And we're going to have some guests. We're going to just do it. We're going to do it big. But, you know, this has been a Cream City Media Group production. This is the Cream City Curveball. We are the best Brewers show there's possibly out there, outside of making the switch after the last pitch to see the legend Pipe Bomb, Jeff Orlowski, Tim Allen, HB4, the only post-game show you need to listen to. I said what I said. I'm your man from Cream City Media Group, Justin from North Carolina.
I'm Jeff.
Chris King.
Go Brewers.